Hello friends. So we have seen art imitates nature. But when we say that art imitates nature, it doesn't mean it's a servile copy. It's not just a sketch that you are making with a sketch paper. No, not that. It is creative. It's a process. Being to becoming. The ideas, the ideal, so to say. The ideal, after deleting all the accidentals. Understand? Unnecessary things. Editing is required for imitation. Editing or deleting things which are not part of the work of art. In life, what you find is, you find everything is in confusion, chaos. But in art, you will find everything is neatly structured. You understand that? Yeah. So it's the universal. Art imitates the universal or reproduces the universal. And art, what is ought to be, not what is. So when you say art imitates nature, art imitates the ideal. That's the point. Art imitates nature. That means art imitates the ideal, the universal. This is very important. Listen, you cannot say that it is something else. This is expressed truth. It is concrete manifestations, concrete manifestations, not abstract ideas. Art doesn't imitate abstract ideas, but concrete manifestations. What you see. Another point to remember is that art doesn't appeal to the intellect. It is not speculative enthusiasm. It is imaginative enthusiasm. It appeals to your senses, your sensibility, so to say, your imagination, not your intellect. Understand that? So this is about an introduction about art. So art is imitation of nature, but it is manifestations, concrete manifestations, not just ideas, not just abstract ideas, but what actually happens, what you see before you. See, for example, when you say, and it appeals to your imagination, your senses, rather than your intellect, it is your imaginative speculation. In philosophy, in philosophy, that is, you have got the intellectual speculation. Understand? For example, when Swinburne sings, "My love is like a red rose," you are not concerned about the rose flower, its origin, and what will happen to that, etc. No. Or what is the quality, or what are the characteristics. No, these are not the thing that appeals to the poet, but the color, the size of the petal, the plant, stones. See, where I fall upon the thorns of life and I bleed. So we are not concerned about thorn. What is the structure of a thorn? You don't take the thorn to a laboratory and start dissecting them. Then there is thorns of life means my problems. Imagination. So that is what you should keep in your mind. And it is universal. A thing of beauty is doing forever. It's universal. St. Agnes, it appeals to not your intellect, but your imagination. Your sensibility. Understand? Or you see, stopping by woods on a snowy evening, not intellect. You are not concerned about the snow, the structure of the snow, the dissection of snow, evening, what is meant by evening. That's something that actually happens before him. The woods are lovely, filled with darkness and snow. So the snowy evening. Then ultimately it is the philosophy, the universal. What is the thing? Miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep. So you have got a particular thing here, and that is converted into a universal. is an idea that appeals to everyone. See, this is, you remember now, these lines were written and kept on the table of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So look at that. So, universal appeal. There's a difference between art and history. History is a record of events, but here it is imagination. Life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing but universal appeal. So universal truth. So that's it. Now you can see the forms of. So you understand now what is meant by imitation. It's not just a servile copy. This reproducing something. This something universal. Right? Yes. So now what are the forms of imitation? You can see, according to the Greeks, first comes the epic. You have the epic, then what is the next? Dithram, third, tragedy, comedy, fourth, comedy, and then you have the epic, dithram, tragedy, comedy, dance, dance is very important for them. It's a prominent form of imitation, dance, movements, rhythm, yes, dance. Then 6 you have got you have the music of the lyre, music of the lyre, music of the flute, the shepherd's lyre, and 8 painting, and 9 sculpture, yes. So these are the forms of imitation. The epic, dithram, epic, Homer's epic, everybody is familiar with Homer's epic, Odyssey and the Iliad. Now dithram means, it's a violent song, a wild song, full of rhythm and dancing. That's a choral song sung by a group of people in front of the god Dionysus or Bacchus. Dionysus or Bacchus, god of fertility. Dionysus or Bacchus is god of fertility. Understand? It's a wild type of clapping and dancing and swirling around. God of wine and fertility, yes. That is dithram. So dithram uses all modes of imitations like poetry, music, song, rhythm, dance. See, it combines everything. And this is, that is, we call, what is, as I already said, wild movements, group of people. Maybe after drinking wine, they may be doing this. That's why there's no control for them. They may be drunk and then they are dancing. Understand? Now the form actually, the term imitation, the Greeks learned from dramatic forms of poetry. Dramatic forms of poetry. That is what we say in nursery, action song. Action and also movement, dance. Action and recitation and action. So dramatic forms of poetry gave this idea of imitation to the Greeks. The poet once upon a time called orchestic. The name of the poet was orchestic. Orchestra we say. So poet in Greek poet is equal to orchestic, or poet is also known as musician. Poet and music. Poet is musician and poet is orchestic, dance and things like that. So the most important thing, the important artist in Greek, in the Greek world, they were the poets who used to go around singing. Poet musician, poet dancer, dramatic forms of poetry. And common element in this, you find the rhythm. That is rhythm, no? Isn't it? Yeah, rhythm. Poetry, dancing and music. So natural triads is called. Poetry, dancing and music. Natural triad, 3. This is for any imitation, either all the 3 or one by one. For example, in tragedy, you don't have, in drama, for dramatic form of imitation, you don't have, you don't have dancing. In drama, you don't find any dance. Do you find Hamlet dancing anywhere? No, you don't. Or Macbeth dancing, imagine. You cannot. Right? Yes. So otherwise, all the 3, in Vidram you have everything. You have got dancing, you have got rhythm, you have got poetry, you have got. Understand? In Vidram. In the epic, you have got this poetry, music, harmony. You have to say harmony. Understand? So these are different forms of imitation we have seen. Now one by one we can see that. Already I have told you. Rhythm is very important. Rhythm and dance. Dance, the soul of dance is rhythm. And rhythm actually body language we say. In our modern terminology we can say body language. Because it expresses character, it expresses, imitates character, it imitates emotion, it imitates movements. As in Kathakali, Kathakali they don't speak, but there's only movements. So rhythm is very important to the Greek genius. Rhythm. As you can see now, some of the film songs, how rhythmic they are. You remember, I don't know, Padayappa now. Padayappa film. See that song, title song. Rhythmic. Yeah, that's it. Yes. So it imitates character, it imitates emotion, it imitates movements, or you can say your body language. See, a rhythmic movement is body language. And body language can, as you know, 90 plus 93 or something. Exactly, I forgot. 90% of your communication is done by body language. Only 10% or below 10% by your words, oral. That's body language. How important is that? Isn't it? In speeches you have seen. Suppose you stand like this, like a statue, you stand like this. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. But on the other movements, friends, like I don't want to do the whole thing here, just give you an example. That's all. Understand? In some cases, language alone. For example, prose. In Socratic dialogues, only the prose. There is no dance, there is no rhythm, there is no action. But you have heard of another great person, Saffron. Saffron, you have heard of Saffron? Saffron's mimes. Saffron's mimes. That's only language. Xenarchus. Synarchus, Greek authors, Synarchus. They are mimes. It's only language. Not necessarily that there should be poetry, rhythm and music. No, and rhythm and but in certain cases, this language will do. Just use of language. Listen, Socratic dialogues is very famous. Another very interesting thing about Greeks, the Greeks considered meter the soul of poetry. Meter. That's also one way of rhythm, means imitation of meter. Meterless. For them, even if you write something, say a physicist like Empedocles, you have heard of Empedocles. Empedocles, suppose, or a treatise in medicine, a treatise in medicine. Anything written in metrical language, he will be called a poet. It need not be an imaginative or factual things. No. If what we say in our place, we have got sloga. It can be in medicine. It can be about matter. It can be about celestial bodies, slogas. No. Or it can be about fate, future, past, etc. What we call it, what you say, the zodiac, the reading of zodiac signs, or what we say, jatak, can be in poetry. And then that person is called poet. If he uses meter, that person is called a poet. So meter has utmost importance in imitation. In imitative arts, so to say. Even if it is not something about fine arts, a subject in fine arts, but even then, like as I told you, this Empedocles is a physicist, and his writings, treatise, since it was written using meter, he was known as a poet. Like Homer, a big poet, physicist, a poet. One who writes about medicine is a poet, provided he uses meter. Understand that? Meter. So metrical composition. Any treatise or anything, any metrical composition is considered as a poem, and that person who writes that metrical composition is known as a poet. Understand? And in Greece, according to the Greek thinking, the highest form of imitation, or imitation attains its highest form in drama. The epic, in tragedy, the imitation, higher characters. Comedy, lower character, with follies and foibles, which you make fun of that. Understand? So you have got a tragedy, more about tragedy you will take up later, but time being in this situation, I need not say tragedy is a imitation, a complete and a whole and middle, etc. I need not say. So tragedy, a form of drama, highest form of higher characters. Epic, higher characters, high level. Vidram, I already told you, I've got everything in there, wild. Comedy, lower character. They are foolish and foolish. Dance, rhythm, the most important. Music of the lyre and music of the flute. Musician, poet is known as musician or a shepherd's lyre. And when you come to dancing, painting and sculpture, you imitate, you use for painting and sculpture inert materials, not lively, inert materials. They can't express the life of the soul and the successive manifestations of the soul. Because the statue stands like that. Statue of liberty of sin, holding a balance the hands, blindfold. So that is still. The artist has seized a particular moment, preceding and succeeding, irrespective of that, a particular moment, and then it has been frozen or arrested. The movement is arrested. So it cannot express a life of the soul, like Hamlet comes on the stage to be or not to be, that is the question. Or Mark Antony, or the last moments of Macbeth. I am quoting this again and again. I am giving these examples and again because this is familiar to you. Otherwise, isn't it? Suppose I speak about some things that you say, Anna Karenina. Maybe you may not be familiar. See? But you are familiar with the Shagunda. Isn't it? That may be. But then there is some restriction here because it may not be, some other people may not be familiar with that. But when it's about Hamlet and Shakespeare, I think everybody is familiar. Or Shelley, or Keats, or Wordsworth. Isn't it? Or is something of noble note can yet be done. That is Odysseus, Tennyson, Alfred Lord Tennyson. Now that is universal. Something of noble note can yet be done. So that is a universal poetry. That's what we have been talking about. Yes. So here, the inert material. A particular moment is taken and then it is frozen or arrested. So it cannot express life of the soul and successive manifest means other activities and so on. So you know what is the statues of classic artists are relics of ancient dancing. So dancing is important. Statues of classic artists, statues were relics of ancient dancing, ancient dances. When you find certain statues now, behind that you can see there was a dance. So that a particular moment is seized and arrested or frozen against. Understand that? So you have got different modes, forms of imitation. Epic, dramatic drama is the highest form. Imitation attains its highest form in drama. Then next one is the epic, so to say. In tragedy and the epic, imitation of the artist imitates higher level characters. Higher level of characters. In comedy it is lower. See? And then you have got, you can see now, suppose you find Rosalind. Rosalind as Ganymede. Not a very higher, a heroic level of character. Understand? Like that. So you have got, or Viola is not as heroic as Desdemona. Isn't it? No. And then you have tragedy, comedy, dance. Very, very important. Because dance uses rhythm for imitation. And rhythm is everything for the Greeks. Rhythm. It expresses life of the soul, manifestations of your mind, your imagination. The entire body is moved in. Entire body. So rhythmic. Rhythm is good. You know, there is a great actor in our Malayalam film. There's a Tilakan. You know, what was his most important characteristic, you know. His dialogues were rhythmic. His dialogues were so rhythmic. See that? Not the dance, it's not only in dance. When speaking, there can be rhythm. No one, I think, would forget Tilakan, isn't it? As long as As long as we can say, I am alive. And as long as, or whenever you think of Malayalam films, definitely the figure of Tilagan will come to you because of his rhythmic delivery of dialogue. Rhythmic delivery of dialogue. There's no other actor like him. It's not only my opinion, but the film critics. Okay, so that is dance. Then music of the lyre. Musician, poet is a musician. In music, what you do? Harmony, rhythm. In music, you imitate. The imitation is done through harmony and lyre also. Harmony, rhythm, then music. Harmony, rhythm, dance. That is rhythm, isn't it? And musical lyre, shepherds, dancing, painting and painting and dancing. I have told. In some, for example, Socratic dialogues or sophrons, Xenarchus, their minds, just languages. I remember I told you about meter. For the Greeks, meter was very important. Meter is the soul of any treatise. If you write in meter, you become a poet, irrespective of the subject that you deal. Understand? So the common element in almost all the imitative arts is harmony, rhythm, poetry. These are the natural triad, triumvirum we say, triumvirum, three persons, triumvirate. I hope you understand now what are the forms of imitation and how the modes of imitation. Epic it is rhythm and rhythm, poetry, poetic. Narration, yes. Telling. Ditram it is everything. Wild and wild. Tragedy is imitation of action. Yes, and the highest one. Comedy and higher characters. Here comedy, imitation of action, but lower category. Dance, rhythm, music of the lyre and music of the rhythm and music. Yes, and then painting, inner material. Statues of classic artists. I told you, statues you see. Have you gone to Rome? Or have you gone to places where you have got statues? In certain areas, you will find when you go enter the courtyard of a house, you will find statues of Plato, Aristotle, and so on. Here I don't find that, but when you go to some other part of the country, which part I don't want to reveal to you because you yourself can find out. You are going for excursions and so on. Statues. So I think that is clear, and we have come to the end of what imitation is with this fourth lecture. Imitation, imitative arts, what the artist imitates. Imitative art means not servile copy, it's not just copying. The idea of imitation comes to the mind of the Greeks through action songs, the dramatic recitation of songs. So a poet is a orchestic, and a poet is a musician. And there are different modes, etc. So different ways of imitation. I think it's clear within these 4 lectures, the idea of imitation, I think that I have made clear to you, and you have enjoyed my classes. And if you have enjoyed my classes, you must share it with your friends, and also you are most cordially invited to visit my site englishforme.in. So till we meet again, bye bye. Have a nice time. Enjoy your life.